beautiful beings of light. It is Marci Locke and the most beautiful, gorgeous, amazing
Ana Naturalista.
Ana Naturalista, the pineal princess as well. Like, she is the oracle of oracles. So we're here to talk about the badass breakthrough experience, Dom and Her Europe style, as well as the up level from that, which is the Remembrance Retreat. So people come to my badass breakthrough experiences all over the world, the different ones. There's something for everyone based on what you're really seeking. And Dom and Her, and going through this process with Ana, was one of the most amazing, beautiful experiences to up level my DNA activation, to my super genes, my crystalline consciousness. Like, it was such an upgrade experience of like aligning my body and my cells and my being to operate in my fullest capacity, my multidimensional capabilities, all of this. So what we really want to talk about, because this is what we created and wanted to make available, was a way for everyone to have the opportunity to have this type of healing. I did intense healing on my body, my knee that I'd struggled with for a long time, totally healed. Like, all these things that are available there that most people in the world have no idea that they exist. This is like the 8th wonder of the world that most people don't even know exists, and the things that are there. So we have a system where you can actually go as an individual and go through the base setup that we've created for getting all this healing technology, which we'll kind of talk about, as well as either going through a group experience. If you're wanting the whole up-leveled, amazing, like everything being activated, like ding, then that would be our Remembrance Retreat and getting to go through this stuff. So I want to have Ana share a little bit about what is this secret place in the world that literally has multidimensional, intelligent, shifting, understanding upgrades that most people don't know about, and what is Dom and Her?
Well, Dom and Her, this is actually the second Dom and Her on a planet. The first is in Egypt. So that's where a lot of people assume that it's an Egyptian type temple. But Dom and Her is the temple for all humanity, temple for the people, for the indigenous tribes, for all cultures, for all different levels of love are represented there in a beautiful, sacred, spiritual way, without any affiliation or any mention whatsoever that ties it to any type of religion. So it's neutral territory. It is,
again, like, so it has 4 energy grid lines crossing in this area in the world, which is like unheard of. There's a couple places in the world where maybe like 2 energy grid lines are crossing.
Right. This is the place on the planet they're called synchronic lines. So many of us that are some energy healers do grid activation. So this is like the grid of the planet, and the life force kind of web that holds the planet together energetically. And right where Dom and Her is, in this beautiful countryside in Torino, in Italy, there are 4 lines crossing, which represents a lot of portal, vortex, divine energy that's coming from the center of the earth, going through the center of your being, activating your chakras as it's doing so, and connecting you to the center of the universe,
and I gotta
universal
say,
intelligence.
So when she took me, like when we first arrived, I literally was like, right when we got there, I literally felt my whole body activated. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like there was so much energy available and moving that I already felt it from there. So
people say it feels like an earthquake, like you're walking through an earthquake, because the energy, it feels like seismic activity, because it's that intense and it's that amazing. Then when you go to the actual temple itself, this is a Guinness Book of World Records. Like,
we can't even explain it to you with words. It literally is everything that all my badass breakthrough experiences are. Places like this where it's an experience. There is an experience that has to happen, that is happening there to activate the stuff inside you.
Absolutely, and it really does take you to the higher frequencies and higher dimensional experiences. And I'm known as a shaman. I'm known as an energy shaman, not as a medicine or a plant ceremony type shaman. And this is like the energy shamanic temple. It's place of the world. And you know, there were 800 people over was it 18 years or 24 hours a day building this thing inside
the mountain. There's a sacred temple in there, and that's why most people don't know. And even this that I'm wearing, this is my specific DNA activation key that I received down there, that is only designed for my frequency, my energy, that actually assists my body in grid locking. It's like we all of a sudden open up, there's like these dormant parts, like I was experiencing, like I saw and found out there was like dormant parts in my brain that got to be activated to crystalline consciousness, and it's like all of a sudden that this assists even the DNA to go click, grid lock, boom, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm like feeling energy at a higher degree. I'm picking up different frequencies. My whole vibration expands into another level and the things that come into your life and manifesting in your world because of your internal environment has shifted and being able to magnify this multidimensional capabilities. So
it's like turning on your superpowers. So
yeah.
what you explained,
Yes.
do you want me to explain what you just happened? So what happened and what you see as that gridlock is literally like having these open receptors in your body, right? These DNA codes, the chromosomes that are the junk DNA. Oh, please, that's not
the
junk.
dormant
It's dormant
DNA
it's
because
like,
of the way we've been raised.
Waiting for this receptor to come in and match it energetically on the right frequency and click. On. And it's like a switch on, switch on, switch on. All your chakra systems get turned on.
Oh my God, I was like, I can hear and feel everything.
Right? Your intuition gets stronger. And part of that, and this is part of the reason why you may want to experience the Remembrance Retreat with us versus going there by yourself, is that we'll help you really integrate what's happening and explain it at a deeper level. Otherwise, you'll go there and have an experience but not know what's really happening to you or understand like this integration. Same thing with doing a plant medicine or going through any type of
you gotta have the integration. Totally.
Absolutely. So we've developed a lot of integrative tools and materials to help you understand and really come into the upgraded human that you have now turned on in all of your potential.
And I gotta say, like, so I was just in Colombia for my Badass Colombia experience in my group there, and a couple of my personal clients, I got these for them when they were there, because you can only get it when you're there, and it's again aligned to only your frequency. And literally, Marci, who's a 78-year-old shaman that does a lot of this stuff for us down in Colombia, was like, that thing on your guys' neck, she's like, it has all this power and all this stuff coming from it. And even when I came back, I came back and I interacted with this person who was like a healer, like definitely an energy, and he was like, I can see all this sacred geometry just flowing into your body right now, and he's like, your aura is doing this. And I was like, I was literally integrating at the time. I was like, that's exactly how I feel. I'm standing right here right now and everything's doing this. And my body was adjusting and acclimating to the new level of energy I was able to receive, the new tuned frequencies, my DNA activated. And holy fuck, I'm experiencing a whole other level of awesomeness. And this is why I want to create, not only for my personal clients and for the peeps in my masterminds and my programs and the world, to know that this stuff is available. So, and this is like what we're talking about. Let's go a couple different angles, because obviously this Selfic Healing technology. So I myself have been on a 20-year internal game journey, and even seeing the healing that I got to create, like with my knee that I'd created an injury from, and the masculine energy resistance and all these things I'd done internal work on, and didn't know that this type of technology was available, where literally it's like taking the intelligence of, so my personal experience, the way they explained it to me down there, was taking the intelligence of, let's say like the issue was my right knee, the intelligence of a right knee that is totally operating perfectly, and just transmuting into the intelligence of my knee. And it was as simple as like being able to be under these, what do they call it? What is that machine?
The micro attractor, but
yes,
it's
it's almost like
cabin.
It's almost like if I
call it energetic stem cell.
That I was gonna say, it's almost like you hear about stem cell activation, and here in our up here in the conscious society, it's like, oh, this whole new thing, we can take thing and work on one little part. No, they worked on my whole fucking body, and like, bing, stem cell activation, and I've come back, and my knee, literally, like, I could never bend it to a certain degree. Boom, I'm bending, it's flexible. Everything that I like, where I had resistance before, even after doing a lot of internal work on it, and it get better and better and better, I had a massive just shift with that, just from the Selfic Healing technology. And this is the stuff that there's really no words for. This is like, it's from another planet. It is a transmission. It is something different.
Higher dimension.
Yes, it's what is always been there, but we have been dormant to see and experience ourselves. And so like when we were even in the temple, we got to do a meditation in the Hall of Waters, and it has literally 22 encodings, 22 gene codes and encoding on the walls, sacred geometry on the walls. And 12 of the codes, 12 of the languages have never been found on this planet. So this is literally a place that is, it is a different frequency.
Channeling universal intelligence.
Yeah.
And we have access to it now.
So, I mean, and I when I came back, even and I was doing a couple things, I remember seeing like this lady that was just so struggling with disease, and I was like, if people just knew that this was available to actually, if you're someone who's struggling with sicknesses, healing issues with your body, disease, yeah, you can go there, and just having access to this healing technology is going to completely rock and change the entire experience for you. If you are a healer or a leader, someone who actually is in tune with energy, who works with people in this way, this is a place you definitely want to be able to go to. And this is actually where I want to shift it a bit to, like, for me, why I wanted to create is for my personal clients and the peeps in my mastermind that are close to me that I'm working with. I'm like, we get to take them through all of the opportunity, not just going through Dom and her and the Selfic Healing technology, but going through the different trails, like the Mary Magdalene trail, and the different things to activate crystalline consciousness.
The entire sacred.
So let's talk about. So obviously, if you're someone who's like, you know, I'm interested in what's available in Dom and her and in Europe, and going individually or with one of our groups of approved coaches that are going and taking you through that experience, or going with a group down there, awesome, you can apply for that. If you're someone that's wanting like the whole upgrade. Let's talk about the Remembrance Retreat.
This is where you have a real interactive, engaging, experience with Marci and I, with both of us, and with some of the other leaders and teachers at Dom and Her that are close friends as well.
High level.
Very high level, amazing. And so along the Sacred Magdalene Trail, which is mostly in France, we're going to get to start by going to some of the most amazing museums and mosques and churches throughout Italy, and then come up along Turin and go through the Torino countryside where Dom and Her is. We'll spend some time there. You'll get the activations. You'll learn about sustainable communities, about interaction, communication, culture, the temple, the healing technologies, esoteric physics, and really...
We stay in a castle.
And we stay in castle.
We do all sorts of goodies too. So it's like you not only get the cool, like our intention is because we believe play in everything. We love to like travel and get all the experiences, as well as we're there for a reason. We're there to like magnify our fucking lives and magnify who we are and our brilliance, our beingness to transmute that frequency out to the world. Yeah. And so we're doing that. And where she's talking about, I mean, she's like, we're gonna do the trail, we're gonna do this. Literally along that way, there is so many things a part of that are like activating your DNA. And then having like, this woman is an oracle of oracles to actually see what's going on with you, with, from the angels around you to all the soul contracts that you get to have, the things that get to become aligned. So you time bend. We're fucking time hopping is what we're doing. Me going down there and doing the things I did, I come back and was like, the stuff that I do, it's literally like you just did 20 years of conscious work, and it didn't take 20 years. We come back 2 weeks later, and you're literally operating an entire different being, and you bent time to where you just time hopped. So that's, she's like lightly saying, we're going to take you to do all these fun things. A lot of fucking epic awesomeness is going to be happening.
And portal experiences and meditations and downloads, channelings, different sacred ceremonies, and we'll plan it around the full moon cycle as well. So there's a lot of spiritual activation coming with this. It's not just a tour. This isn't just, we're gonna go check this out.
Italy. That's just the awesomeness that we create. Is that happens along the way, and we get to go stay in castles and see all these amazing things. Even as she's talking about being in some of the museums, it's like the book. What's the book?
The only other Book of the Dead, other than being in Egypt, is in Turin at the Egyptian Museum. So we again have a special relationship that allows us to go in there and have a private tour, and everyone who sees or comes into contact or even passes by this book is automatically given this incredible blessing, and it's really, really powerful. So that's just another piece. And then we get to go into France and follow the Magdalene Trail and go up to where Mary Magdalene and the Essene. There's very few people that really know of what was left with the original doctrine of that time, and they're called the Essene.
Oh my God, some of the stuff that I learned as we went through this, I know, that's what I felt too. That's why I was like, oh my God, I feel like I was... Some of the stuff that we went through that just raised so much understanding for me, in even the female rising and the energy that's rising that we're creating right now and bringing this frequency, that we can create unity consciousness. So when if you're one of these individuals that you're a leader in this world, you're here to bring transformation and change, whether it be through healing, and you're really called to understanding that with the Selfic Healing, or this whole level of activation, your super genes, your gene keys, all that we're talking about. This is where it's like this stuff aligns to you, that you just are magnifying it out to the world, and that's what we're really here to do is become these people where we're soul splitting our consciousness. That means we're actually holding the space for the world and the collective consciousness to feel this frequency and be called to this frequency and rise to this frequency, that then by doing that together, we are creating unity consciousness. I know one of my things that I'm doing, is aligning to prosperity consciousness. People, right?
Yes.
You get to be in massive fucking abundance with ease and effortlessness. This is the stuff that aligns you to be in a place of like, I'm so fucking worthy and I'm here to just be light. Of course you get to be living in massive abundance, and then we use that abundance and give that value back to the world. Some of my products that are in, and actually in this project, I want you to hear and know this, by you investing in yourself, for you to become this being, we have a percentage of every single one of my products, programs, and every single retreat goes to funding water projects in Africa, which is shifting slavery consciousness to prosperity consciousness. It goes to the school systems. It goes to creating for the homeless. All these projects that we have going out to the world are so that we are doing the greater good. So by you choosing in on yourself in this and investing in yourself, you're actually investing in the world, and you are creating that frequency and that shift and that upgrade. So the Remembrance Retreat really is taking those leaders and those people called to do this through not only what she's talking about, where, like I said, this woman, I can tell you over and over, she's a genius, and it will not even come close to what you'll experience being in her space. And then obviously, yes, and then my genius is going to be fucking integration. Like, we're gonna actually teach you how to integrate this, so you don't just go get all this and feel this, but you don't know how to go back to your world and have it actually not align. You get to align the behaviors, the identity, the patterns. If we don't see these things and how they're operating and be able to shift those, that it is just like, it's a beautiful, amazing experience. You're gonna feel some things and you're gonna get a lot out of, yet we wanna magnify it. And so those are the people that we really wanna call in, that want that type of magnification and that experience, and are here to do that amount of good for the world. You're the peeps that we want to be able to have come and experience the Remembrance Retreat with us, because we work with the very, very, very best. So
we do.
So is there anything else you want to share on that?
Yeah, so let's share, talk about, there's going to be 2 different offerings for the timelines of the retreats, because we have 2 different groups that are just slightly different, but will be just represented in different ways for the retreat. So the first group will be for the practitioners, the healers, the doctors, for those of you who are really wanting to learn a lot more about the healing technologies
and how you
the
can
energy,
use that for yourself to magnify it for the people that you work with,
and or then the technologies, right? And how to really channel that in yourself with the knowledge that you learn at Dom and Her. So that'll be more specific for healers and practitioners and shamans and other in that field, the category. Then outside of that, the next retreat will be for like a up-level grade. This is for our leaders, our
this is for even our personal clients. We're putting this together to make sure our personal clients get access to all of this, and those people that are really like, they're just there to be fucking like speak for the world.
Yeah, and what the remembrance means, and this is an alignment of all of our body systems. So let me explain a little bit of how the angels brought this information and just drop down and tell me, okay, what you're doing is called the remembrance. What this journey is an alignment of detaching and releasing anything in the way of causing total harmony, such
and
that
remembrance.
Such that total harmony, so that you can remember what your soul mission is, what your purpose here on the planet is, what your superpower ability is, what your birthright is, right? In this energy, in this time right now, this is the year of unity itself. So putting yourself into alignment so that you can have access to that universal and unity consciousness, that's what we're doing. And we're giving you all of the tools and the information that is needed.
Yeah, I love that. Even that you said that, I'm just like thinking about, since I've been back from Europe and that experience, and how like I had so much, even I was creating for the world, that was just going out, and I'm like, I was like, I don't really feel super excited. It feels like now there's something else, and all of it came through as I went to Europe and came out of that. So I mean, it's words can never really express what you experience. If you feel a call to it and you're someone who's like, you want the healing again, you want to go maybe individually and have access to setting up the things that you can get access to through us at Dom and Her and the Selfic Healing technology and all that, or a group experience that way, or if you're someone who's like, yep, Remembrance Retreat, I totally want the access to all of that, then you guys can fill out the application as you get approved. Then we'll be able to take you through the opportunities and the times available and the different things coming up. So, this is definitely one of the greatest gifts that I could share with the world, and this woman and what she had access to, and Dom and her and what's available there, and all of these things have just magnified my life to, you know, a huge, massive degree. And that's what I want you to be able to experience, is that freedom that comes with that in this remembrance, because it's all about the remembrance. We come together in this remembrance. Nothing has to be hard. This is all meant to be so fucking easy. And when you remember the truth of who you are, and you know it in your cells and your being, which is what all of these experiences are about, is knowing it from within and from your cells, there's nothing to do. There's just to be. You just get to be. So
you get to operate from a place of joy.
Totally. Oh my
Right?
God. Because, you know, we're wearing even the same shirt.
We're matching.
Because we wanted to be so joyful, and because we just love joy, and because I love this beautiful woman. So we hope that you're either going to be choosing in on sharing the Remembrance Retreat with us, or getting to go to Dom and her for yourself, or with one of our groups. Apply, remember the truth of who you really are. I love you guys. Anything else you want to say?
We love you, blessings, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Mwah.
Now.